Phillipsburg Town Council meeting, May 22nd, 2024.
Council Vice President Pauls, would you please read the Open Public Meeting Act statement?
This meeting is called pursuant to the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Law. This meeting of May 22nd, 2024 was included in a list of meeting notices sent to the newspapers of record and posted on the bulletin board in the municipal building and has remained continuously posted as required notices under the statute. In addition, a copy of this notice has been available to the public and is on file in the office of the municipal clerk.
Thank you. Everyone, please rise to the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Councilman Scarbo, would you please do the invocation?
Lord, we are meeting today to conduct matters of business. Guide our hearts and minds in the spirit of fairness, right thought, and speech. Impart your supreme wisdom upon our activities so that our affairs may reach a successful conclusion. Thank you for being our source of guidance today. Amen.
Amen. Susan, roll call, please.
Councilman Clark,
Here.
Councilman Kennedy,
Here.
Councilman Scarbo,
Here.
Council Vice President Paulus,
Here.
Council President Marino.
Here, before we go on to the bills list, I'd like to make a few announcements. The shuttle bus is here for Rich Schisler art exhibit to take people to the various places, number one. Number two, last Saturday, the town with everyone had a nice event for a young child with an illness. And I'd like to thank the Phillipsburg Police Department, the Phillipsburg Fire Company, all the volunteers, Phillipsburg Police Auxiliary for the traffic. It was good. It was really good to see a guy that was born and raised in Peaburg, to see a parade again of that magnitude. It was bigger than what people thought. It was well attended. I mean, it was up in the right area of town where all the kids live. It went off really well. It shows Peaburg is a class town, and that's the way we want the public to know it. That's what we want people to come to our town. And I'd like to thank all the volunteers and everything, and Godspeed to that little child with that illness. Okay, bills list, please.
The total regular bill list as of May 8th, May 22nd, 2024, $571,123.55. The prepaid bill list is $890,622.72, for a grand total of $1,461,746.27.
Need a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion on the bills? So moved. Roll call, please.
Councilman Clark,
Yes.
Councilman Kennedy,
Yes.
Councilman Scarbo,
Yes.
Council Vice President Paulus,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes. Okay, minutes of May 8th, 2024, regular meeting minutes. Need a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, seeing none, roll call, please.
Councilman Clark,
Yes.
Councilman Kennedy,
Yes.
Councilman Scarbo,
Yes.
Council Vice President Paulus,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes. Public discussion on agenda items only. If anyone has anything they want to say about an agenda item, please step to the podium, just state your name. Ma'am, you want to talk? Just go over there to the mic, please, and just give us your name.
Hello, everybody. My name is Rethia Cox, and I just moved here about almost 8 years now. The question I have, because I was a frontline worker, so I was never up this home. So I was always down at Greenbrook, because I'm a state worker too. And now I'm on disability. Now, I'm home, but I have an oil tank. And I wanted to put a gas line in it.
Wait, hold it, man. Okay, this is for what's on the agenda. So what we'll do when it's public discussion,
Oh.
you can come up, okay?
Oh.
All right, that's okay. I'll let you come up when it's public discussion. I'll let you know.
Okay.
All right? Okay, no one else?
Council President, Tim, do you want to maybe take her aside, get her information? Yeah, I'm not sure what the property is.
Right, you find out the property and all that. You can see if it's subject to moratorium and all. And then you do.
The gap.
Okay.
Yeah. We had a waiting. Yeah, Captain.
Evening, ladies and gentlemen. This will be a brief report. Two major things that we have going on from May 20th through June 2nd. We have extra patrols on. This is all being funded by the federal government, Highway Traffic Safety Board. We're going to have 2 officers on 5 hours, 3, maybe 4 shifts a week, hopefully. They're already working now. They're out there enforcing traffic violations, seatbelt tickets, speeding, rolling through stop signs, trying to address any overweight trucks in areas they shouldn't be. It's targeted, it's specific. If anyone in the public or anybody on council has a specific issue, complaint that has come in, please let the chief know and we'll address it. We'll forward those patrols to that area. Secondly, the warm weather is coming. I don't know, everybody can kind of feel it. The number of incidents are starting to escalate. The kids are starting to be out later at night. Curfew is still enforced. We want the public to know that if their kids are out, call. Don't hesitate, don't wait, call. We want to address it, we want to address it quickly. Because as the summer progresses and the kids get out of school, it's probably going to get a little bit worse. Maybe other crimes happen, and we want to try to avoid that if at all possible. So if you see something, hear something, call. Don't hesitate, don't wait. Don't send them an email, don't send the mayor's office an email, don't send the chief an email. Call communications. We'll have officers immediately come out. We are getting internal complaints that are coming through the anonymous system, the email system. Those we'd like to see. If you still want to make those complaints, by all means, please do, but call us. We want to address it when it happens. The complaints could have been, there's a handful that have come in, could get sent over to us that we could address right away. Maybe catch somebody in the act, maybe lock somebody up, maybe enforce a curfew violation, but they're coming in and they're a day later, chief gets them, I get them, we forward them out, but the event already happened and now we're playing catch up. Is there anything you have for me? Any questions that maybe can answer?
Any questions from council?
Yeah, if you could remind everybody the hours of the curfew.
Thank you.
10 o'clock. They should not be out after 10. If they're out after 10, call. If it's 9:45, 9:50, and they still look like they're playing, we don't have a problem if you call us, because we'll make sure that they're heading where they're supposed to. We'll make sure that they are leading their way back home. There are events, I want to stress this, there are events, like if there's an event at a dance in the summer, if there's an event over at the schools, if there's an event, they have the ability to be walking after hours, but they have to be directly going home. They can't be alternating their path, their travel. We'll address that. Okay. Anything else?
Anyone else?
Yeah, I've been getting some complaints for Irwin Street, a lot of speeding over there for the past couple months, so if you guys can maybe go there, and also Carpentersville Road, Delaware Heights area.
Speeding on Carpenters also. I'll forward that and we'll have the officers sit on those areas. Is there any specific time frame or is it just random?
They've been saying during the day. I would say it would probably be random. I don't really get exact times.
Okay. If they email you back or something, or somebody's addressing it that way, please just ask them time frame.
Sure.
That just helps us kind of pinpoint it down, target it a little better. We do know after school, we get a lot of speeders and a lot of more high school kids. We try to address that properly, because if they're on learner's permits or brand new drivers, we write a ticket, there's no way out. The points are theirs, they own it, and they lose their license. And we try to avoid that with good kids. We try to educate them, but they tend to drive a little quicker.
The residents up there kind of told me the speeding seems to take place mainly during rush hours, morning and afternoon.
Carpentersville Road?
Yes.
Anyone else on council want to address the captain? All I know is, Captain, your department's doing a great job, and when they're called, they respond. So just Godspeed and God safety for them. Thank you, Captain.
Thank you. Nothing else?
Well,
Thank you, folks. Have a great
from
evening.
the public, you can call the chief. 18. Okay, you can call the chief. Okay, ordinances, first reading, 02024-08. A bond ordinance providing for Phase 2 reconstruction of Hudson Street, buying in the town of Phillipsburg and the county of Warren, state of New Jersey, appropriating $1 million, therefore inclusive of the state of New Jersey Department of Transportation grant in the amount of $229,630, and authorizing the issuance of $1 million bonds or notes of the town to finance the cost thereof. You need a motion?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
Any discussion among council? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Councilman Clark?
Yes.
Councilman Kennedy?
Yes.
Councilman Scarbo?
Yes.
Council Vice President Paulus?
Yes.
Council President Marino?
Yes, before I go on, council does the first ordinances of reading, and when we do the second ordinance, any response from the public, you're welcome to speak at that point. Second ordinance, 02024-09, ordinance amending certain salary ranges pursuant to the collective negotiation agreement with the PVA 56A, Superior Officers Association, as well as School Resource Officer, SRO, salary ranges.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion on council? Seeing none, hearing none, roll call, please.
Councilman Clark?
Yes.
Councilman Kennedy?
Yes.
Councilman Scarbo?
Yes.
Council Vice President Paulus?
Yes.
Council President Marino?
Yes. 02024-10, ordinance amending Chapter 545, Streets and Sidewalks, Article 7, Street Excavations of the Code of the Town of Phillipsburg in order to revise requirements and fees.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion by council? Roll call, please.
Councilman Clark?
Yes.
Councilman Kennedy?
Yes.
Councilman Scarbo?
Yes.
Council Vice President Paulus?
Yes.
Council President Marino?
Yes. Okay, council, before we open it up to resolutions, we had a walk-in tonight. Resolution 2024-102, a resolution of the town of Phillipsburg, County of Warren, State, doesn't make sense, that's what it says, of New Jersey, ceremonially renaming a certain section of North Main and North Broad Streets in honor of Sheriff James McDonald Sr. Whereas the Honorable James McDonald Sr., lifelong resident of Warren County, born and raised in Hackettstown, has called the town of Phillipsburg home since 1979. And whereas James McDonald Sr. began his law enforcement career in 1984 as a dispatcher and Class II officer in the Borough of Washington, eventually accepting a full-time permanent position with neighboring Washington Township. And whereas James McDonald Sr., a graduate of the West Point Command and Leadership Academy, has repeatedly distinguished himself by continually pursuing professional development opportunities and achieving numerous awards, including becoming a PTC, Certified Police Training Instructor in use of force, domestic violence, and vehicle pursuit, teaching safety programs in our school, including DARE, conducting classes for both Citizen Police Academy and the Junior Police Academy. And whereas during his career, James McDonald Sr. received several commendations, including 4 life-saving medals, the Achievement Award for Drug and DUI Enforcement, Unit Citation, and the Chief's Achievement Award. Whereas James McDonald Sr. has additionally received the respect and recognition of his peers, having served for 6 years as president of the Warren County PVA, the Chief of Police of the Township of Washington, President of the Warren County Police Association, and finally 3 terms as Warren County Sheriff. And whereas throughout those years, James McDonald Sr. committed himself and the organizations he led to a high standard of excellence with regard to training and equipment, including the implementation of rapid deployment to schools in cases of an active shooter and emergency plans for schools, which was adopted by the Warren County Prosecutor's Office for all departments. And whereas And 29, James McDonald Sr. was instrumental in creating shared service agreements for the police services between the Township of Washington, the Borough of Washington, and the Township of Oxford. And whereas in 2016, James McDonald Sr. was elected to his first term as Warren County Sheriff, immediately undertaking numerous initiatives to modernize and optimize the operations of the Sheriff's Office, including training law court personnel in active shooter response, updating officers' equipment, installation of a building-wide alarm and public address system, and conducting fraud awareness programs for seniors and senior and child IDs for county residents. Now therefore be resolved by the Town Council of the Town of Phillipsburg, County of Warren, and the State of New Jersey that it's truly fitting to honor James McDonald Sr. with a ceremonial naming of that section of North Main and North Broad Streets between Union Square and 3rd Street. Be it further resolved that the signage bearing James McDonald Sr.'s name commensurate with his honor be produced and deployed to the appropriate locations enumerated in the foregoing. Okay, so I enter that into the resolutions. Council, any questions on the resolutions? Any other questions? Okay, any questions on the resolutions? Hearing none, seeing none? We have a motion and a second?
So moved.
Second.
No discussions? Roll call, please.
Councilman Clark?
Yes.
Councilman Kennedy?
Yes.
Councilman Scarbo?
Yes.
Council Vice President Wallace?
Yes.
Council President Marino?
Yes, any council have any old business? Council, any new business? Everybody's quiet tonight. All right.
No.
Motions, Delaware River Sojourn Special Event Permit, Riverside Way Lot, June 19th, 2024. Are you, want to run the meeting?
No, sorry.
Okay. I'm sorry. We have to keep it going. Okay, we have that motion?
So moved.
We have a second on that? I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, before we go into public petitions, I'm going to have a young child come in here, so as soon as he comes in, we're going to read his proclamation publicly so that he doesn't have to stay here too long. Okay, he went to the wrong building. Okay, public petitions, ma'am?
Me again?
Yeah, you can come up now.
Okay.
You can tell council what you want.
Okay.
Just give us your name.
Okay, you want me to come up or?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, my name is Rethia Cox. I was told from the city that I had to come to a meeting, and because I can't get, I'm trying to get gas in my house instead of that oil tank. And so in order to do that, I have to come to a meeting, so I'm here.
The road that you live on, was it recently paved, and that's why they told you to come to the
Yeah.
town council? So you need a waiver on the moratorium for a street opening permit?
Yes.
Okay. And Tim, did you have a chance to speak with Ms. Cox?
I did. Her address is on Mill Street, near Purcell, that has been paved in the last 5 years and would require relief.
Do you know when it was last paved?
2 years ago.
It would have been around 2021, 2022, in that time frame. So
Okay. And you're just running a lateral from the main to your house?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we had one other relief request for tonight, right?
83 Hackman.
That's it.
What is your address, ma'am?
Rethia,
No, your address?
792 Milton Street.
All right. And Tim, do you have an opinion one way or the other? That varies from previous opinions given on this issue.
Similar, we recently given relief further up Mill Street, not necessarily this block, but further up. And then Heckman, the one for Heckman, there is, has been excavations from the water company related to the service works projects that have been going on. So that one, that road eventually will need to get resurfaced anyway.
So the council's inclined, based upon, past practice, you could grant a waiver for the street opening for 792 Mill to run natural gas to Ms. Cox's resident, obviously upon the issuance of the appropriate permit from the town and all the requirements of the town code.
Any questions from council? I don't see a problem with it. We'll make the
Motion.
Okay, we'll make a motion to grant that relief at 792 Mill Street upon proper certification from the town.
Issuance of the
Issuance
permit.
of the permit.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Clark?
Yes.
Councilman Kennedy?
Yes.
Councilman Scarpa?
Yes.
Council Vice President Paulus?
Yes.
Council President Marino?
Yes. Okay, ma'am, you got your relief. Okay, thank you. Anyone else under public petitions?
I'm here for public sewer.
Can you please come out and give us your name, please?
My name is Bibi Singh, about 289 Mercer Street in Phillipsburg. I have a property there. When I bought the property in 2022, December, at the closing, I was told that the house has public sewer. I was paying for sewer. The previous owner was paying for sewer. Now that I'm doing inspection, they said the house doesn't have sewer. It's a cesspool. Never heard of it. Don't know anything about it.
So are you looking for, is Mr. Edelston representing you by any chance?
Yes.
Okay. So I did speak with Mr. Edelston about this. He was going to provide additional information regarding the issue, but in summary, what Ms. Singh said is what Mr. Edelston told me, and this is not like a unicorn. This happens more often than we probably want it to happen in town. There are houses that are paying sewer that are connected, that are not connected to the sewer system. So I believe the relief that Mr. Edelston was looking for on your behalf was to waive the connection fee.
Some of the fee, because they're telling me I have to pay $5,000 to cut the street, $2,500 to tie into the sewer.
Yeah, that would
When
be
I
a-
had already paid all this money for sewer, the previous owner paid many years because they looked back at sewer bills. The previous owner also was paying, so I don't know how they have a cesspool and they were paying sewer bill.
Right, so the relief that was, Mr. Edelston was asking for on your behalf was the $2,000 some odd dollars for the connection. So the connection fee was what he was asking be waived.
Okay.
And that's in the council's discretion if you'd like to do that. You can. Tim, do you have any
You have a name for
particular,
it?
yeah, information on
I
this?
don't have any further input. What Rich indicated is accurate to an issue that has recurred before. Fees, you would have a connection fee that Remington and Burnick would set. There might be a sewer connection impact fee. And then at some point, their contractor would be paying a road opening permit fee that likely be up to $200 as a private property owner. And then there's inspection fees, which Public Works in Remington could do the inspection.
So do we have a ballpark idea what total price might be?
The inspection fee, if Remington ends up doing it, just, or if Van Cleef ended up doing it, the inspection fee for all day would probably be upwards of around $100 an hour, so $800 if they're out there all day. It really depends on the pace of the contractor, how they work. Public Works, if Public Works inspects it, it's about $200 a day.
So, Council President, in light of the uncertainty as to the actual cost and what's associated with what, I assume there's no urgency, well, I know there's urgency, but I assume this could probably wait until the next meeting on June 5th for a
Okay.
formal resolution by the council. And if that's true,
Okay,
I assume that's true, is that true?
it's true.
Okay, so if you could have Mr. Edelston or you yourself, if Mr. Edelston wants to reach out to me, or you can contact me or Tim, whomever, and just give us a more itemized list of the costs associated with the project, and then we can take a look at it and know exactly what we're talking about when it comes time to make a determination regarding the waiver of certain fees. But, in general, it's the connection fee. I don't know, if we would be waiving the permit inspection fees, because there are costs associated with that are outside vendors, right, that are doing that work, unless, of course, it's the town that does the work, and then we could probably waive that as well.
Yeah, but I tried to find out. They're telling me in the city hall, there is no one responsible for anything. I am responsible alone. When they did a title search and they proved to me that on the documents that it's a public sewer, had I known that it's not a public sewer, I wouldn't have bought the house. Because this house has been sitting there, I'm paying tax, I'm paying insurance, I'm paying everything since 2022. I can't put no tenants in the house. I can't live in the house because there's a problem.
Right.
I have to get a clear CO.
Yes. But in terms of how it happened, so there's mandatory connection fees, right? Or mandatory connections. So when we put the sewer lines in, residents were required to install and connect to the sewer service system. And we bill based upon water readings, right? So you have public water to your house?
Yes.
Right, so the assumption is that the homeowner, whenever, did what he or she or it was supposed to have done, connecting to the sewer. We have public water, we go off the water readings and bill. And it's not anything that the town does proactively in terms of verifying that homes are actually physically connected to the sewer. The assumption is that they are, and if they're not, the homeowner would make us aware of that. So unfortunately, in your situation regarding purchasing the house, thinking that it was connected and finding out that it was not, going back, that's really not, it's not a town issue as it relates to how that happened or why it happened or why it wasn't caught when you purchased the house. But certainly, I think the council has expressed a willingness to take up your request to waive certain fees associated with connecting to the sewer,
Okay.
just as long as you provide us with the appropriate documentation and costs, so we can evaluate that.
Okay. So the next meeting will be the 5th, or should I go to the city of Phillipsburg, City Hall?
The next meeting's gonna be on the 5th, and then in the meantime, if you could have Mr. Edelston contact me
Okay.
for,
It's a work session.
No, we're not gonna have one.
Yeah, but that is the 5th.
Would have been the 5th.
Yeah.
So it's the second Wednesday in
Yeah, next meeting will be the
12th.
okay.
June the 12th meeting.
June the 12th? Okay. All right.
And Mr. Edelson will contact Mr. Warner.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thank
I'm
you.
not gonna reach out to Bill, you gotta have Bill
It's
reach
gotta
out to
reach out to
me.
him.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll tell him. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Have a
Okay,
good night.
we're going to suspend the public petitions right now. We have a young gentleman here. Last Saturday, the town of Phillipsburg and the mayor and administration issued a proclamation. Whereas Jackson is a three-sport athlete distinguishing himself in baseball, football, and wrestling with determination and grit. And whereas Jackson is known to all as a kind, helpful, caring, and has a huge smile, contagious laugh. And whereas Jackson loves his family very much and is surrounded by siblings, parents, grandparents, cousins, and other family and friends who are supporting him in his fight. And whereas Jackson has shown incredible strength, bravery, and courage in his fight. And whereas, in his own words, Jackson's superpower is making other people smile. Now therefore be it resolved that on Sunday, May 19, 2024, the governing body of the town of Phillipsburg recognizes Jackson for his courage, bravery, and unbeatable spirit in the face of extreme difficulty and challenge. Jackson, this is your night. So good luck to you. Okay, be a fighter and keep fighting.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Take care, Jackson. Be a fighter, okay? Keep it up. If it's getting too much for him, you'll have to stay.
Okay. Thank you all very much.
You're welcome. And it was fantastic. Very, very nice event.
He wants to go eat dinner.
There you go.
Thank you guys so much
You're
for
welcome.
everything.
Take care.
Have a good night.
What is the next step?
real quick.
So very briefly, on your agenda, you'll note that the second reading on the ordinances that were adopted at first reading tonight was scheduled for June 5th. That's not going to be June 5th, it's going to be June 12th. So we'll advertise those appropriately in the paper for anyone here. I think it's going to be on June 5th. It's not, it's June 12th.
Good catch, thank you, Council. Now I know why you're smarter than I am.
I am not smarter than you.
Yes. You make more money than I do. Like any more under public petitions. Ma'am, just step up, give us your name, please.
Can I,
You can sit there.
can I sit down because I have
That's okay.
3 tumors and an amputation?
And you can
the
sit
right
there,
leg.
ma'am.
My question is...
Your name, please, so we have it on.
My name is Tricia Bundro. I've been trying to call your office since I spoke with Matt.
Yeah, we spoke.
I would like to know, I didn't get a phone call or anything, and I'm off social media now too because of harassment. I'd like to know why the Peabody Police did not issue a missing persons report for my daughter when she went missing. Yes, she is 19. She has disabilities. She has seizures, mental health, and her level is not up to par developmentally. I'd like to know why the police didn't even let me do a missing person report on her. Yes, she was in Georgia at my sister's house because we had to send her there because people on Hudson Hill, if you go down at night, you'll see a couple drug dealers trying to get the kids on drugs, and that's what happened to my daughter. Sent her out to Georgia to get clean at my sister's. And a drug dealer from Peabody goes to get my daughter, and she was missing for 11 days. Where she needed her medicine every day. So why was she blown off?
I'll look to the requirements of a missing person. I did ask. I thought that they knew that she was at a relative's house. Maybe I'm mistaken. I'll follow up and get back to you.
Yeah, and the place where she happened to be was somebody that just got out of jail for fentanyl. So
If I
again,
was
you
misinformed,
put my
I
daughter
apologize.
at risk again. And then also a sheriff from, it was either Georgia or Florida, had contacted my daughter. I have messages on her phone stating from her boyfriend at the time and his mother stating they know her whereabouts and would not give the whereabouts up. And I have them both telling her, do not give any information to the sheriff, don't give any information to the sheriff, anything like that. She goes, sheriff's telling me to put on 360 so my mom can find me. Don't do that. You don't need your mother for everything. I'm sorry, but my daughter comes first.
I'll ask what the requirements for the missing person was. If I was misinformed or I misunderstood, I apologize. I was told that they knew her whereabouts, but she didn't. She wanted to be where she was at.
She didn't want to be where she is at. Okay. She's easy manipulated. I can even get a doctor's note for you on that because she's been going to a developmental pediatric specialist since the time she was 5 years old.
Okay.
So I can get proof of that for you.
Okay. I'll inquire first thing tomorrow morning.
And also on Stanley Street. I live on 1091st Stanley Street. I've had contractors rip my dad off to where they took out our bedroom wall. And I was very sick at the time because I was had my thyroid removed. And I was getting an allergic reaction to all the thyroid hormone replacement medications. So, and at that time, it's an open bathroom. And then it's like, I didn't know if, you know, you just didn't pay me any mind because I wasn't able to go out and vote when it was time to vote.
No, that's not at all. I did follow up when I got your messages, and I was told that they did know where she was at. And
But also with the contractors in this town, they need to be looked at because they are ripping a lot of people off.
yeah, this I wasn't.
And also the police aren't doing anything about that. I have picture upon picture of how the house looked. They destroyed it more. And then somebody came in, ripped off my father for about close to $3,000, and they took his credit card and put $1,400 worth on it. So why was nothing done there?
You called the police on that matter?
Yes,
Okay.
and they would not do anything.
With the credit card issue?
Yeah.
I can ask about that too. This is the first I'm hearing about the credit card
Also,
issue.
on Stanley Green Acres property, there's at least 10 trees that need to come down. It's bad.
On whose property?
Stanley Street,
Oh, okay.
on the Green Acres part.
Okay.
So can that be addressed to where
Yeah,
they
we
can
can send
be?
DPW to look at any trees, and if any power lines go through.
Because
we can
there's
call-
there's a limb hanging down now as we speak if you drive down Stanley as well.
Okay, yeah, we can send out DPW to take a look, and if there's power lines there, we can also call JCP&L as well.
Okay. But yeah, if you get back to me with the police, that would be great because I have a whole phone of evidence.
Okay, I'll let them know, for sure.
All right. Thank
Okay,
you.
Thank you, sorry
Thank
about
you.
that.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Anyone else? 3 minutes.
Kelly from Sickery Street, or Drizzy from Facebook. I don't know what's wrong with this. I'm coming up here, not to like complain or anything. There was something that was put together. It kind of happened quick in the last week. If anybody wants to be involved, it's called Paint the Town. Okay, it's where people come out with the kids after school. It's the first Sunday, June 12th, after school ends, right? School ends June. It's just a Sunday after. I think school ends that week before, so whatever week that falls on, June 12th on a Sunday from 10 to 2. People are welcome to come out with their kids and paint the town, which is the windows of any businesses that want to participate in the event, or any houses. We're gonna have paint that made for the windows and markers for the windows. The people that wanna attend it and be involved, it's gonna start from Stockton and South Main. It's gonna go all the way to the Free Bridge. So I'm gonna walk and get the businesses that wanna partake in it and be okay with letting the residents come out and do that. All ages are welcome. You have to bring your own paintbrushes, sponges, anything that you think you can use with the paint and make creativity on the windows. That's the goal, just to use your minds, bring your own supplies, so paintbrushes, if you have a bucket or something that you can put water in, I will be providing the paint and the markers after school. That's it.
Thank you.
All right.
Anyone else? Three minutes, Joe.
Joe, human being. I'm going to use 3 minutes to bring a piece of rent control information per week until I get it all out. I became a renter with a family when I was 23 years old. 4 years later, I bought a house. 1 year after that, I sold the house. The taxes, the rent I paid in the 4 years that I had rental property was less than the capital gain that house received in the 1 year I owned it. I've been in Phillipsburg as a home resident, having a taxable residence for 28 years. I have paid in taxes to the town, to the municipality, the whole package of real estate taxes, about $110,000. I have now been offered money on my property for a property that I paid $75,000 for, $330,000. That is a capital gain of more than 2.5 times what I've paid in taxes. This is just a little illustration of the gain of a developer, and he earns it by development. Let's not get this, but the developer has made way more than the town. That is why we need rent control in the lowest places, that is Phillipsburg. I will bring other pieces of information, but this is one little detail you have to see. I have had a story told me by a reputable developer who has good intention of how his overhead is hardly covered. However, he never mentioned the capital gain. That's where the big bucks comes from in development. That's why we need rent control, because we want the poor people to have a place to live with decency. Please remember to get it on the agenda sometime for a vote. Don't let just time wipe it out.
Thank you, Joe. Anyone else under public petitions?
Want a copy written?
Okay, seeing none, hearing none. So open up to council open time. Councilman Clark?
Thank you. Not much to report on. I did have a couple of residents come to me asking about Pride Month being next month, when we would be doing the flag raising for the town of Phillipsburg. Do we have a date for that yet? It's usually at Chappelle Park.
Okay. No date's been proposed yet, but whenever, you know.
I'm more than happy to work with the town to schedule a date, do a flag raising like we've done like past 2
I would
years.
imagine, yeah, community development's going to coordinate something.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
All right, just so I have something to tell them. And then last thing, well, not last thing, just another reminder, Juneteenth events are coming up. So the weekend of the 19th in June, so Wednesday the 19th, and we got all the organizers of the different events together. We'll be having the flag raising at Chappelle Park starting at 10 a.m. On the same day at Chappelle Park at 6 p.m. we'll be starting the Freedom Day celebration portion. On Sunday the 23rd, the community give back event for Juneteenth will be happening between 12 p.m. 5 p.m. With food vendors, events, food for kids, family friendly at Walters Park. And then we'll be ending the weekend that night. We're thinking around 6:30 p.m. at Chappelle Park with a flag lowering of the Juneteenth flag. So that's pretty much what the weekend of Juneteenth is looking like so far. More details will emerge as we finish putting together the final details of the event. And then finally, happy Memorial Day to everyone. And that's it.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Kennedy.
Yeah, I was very glad to see Jackson here tonight. Having undergone cancer treatment myself last year and how difficult it was for me, when I heard what this young man was going through, it kind of broke my heart. It had to be very hard on him. And nothing made me prouder to be a Phillipsburg resident than to see the turnout for this kid the other day. That parade was fantastic, the block party was fantastic, and it was great for everybody to show this kid that everybody here is behind him. So, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Skirbo.
Yes, I'm just happy to announce that the newly established Open Space Committee will be meeting on May 28th at 7 p.m. The location will be at the library. We have meetings scheduled for June 4th, June 18th, and June 25th as well. With those 4 meetings, that would bring it up to the state statute to be able to use the open space funds. So look forward to meeting all the new members and getting together and brainstorming on what we could do to make Phillipsburg better with those funds. And then starting in July, the Rec Advisory Committee will be meeting every third Tuesday of the month as well with the open space. The Recreation Committee will meet at 6:30, followed by the open space meetings will be at 7. Just want to echo Councilman Kennedy's thoughts on Jackson, praying for his family and him every day. It was great. I wasn't able to attend the parade. I was in Virginia, had to take my son on a trip. But seeing everything on Facebook really is a testament of what this town is about. When someone is in need, I know you hear a lot of negative things about this town, but when someone is in need, we come together full force and show support for that person that needs the support. And that's what's great about this town. That's why I still live here. So if we can all continue our prayers for him. I know he's battling something that's very hard, but you saw him tonight. He looks like a superhero to me. So let's continue our thoughts and prayers for him. And then everyone have a good Memorial Day weekend, safe, and spend some time with your family. Enjoy. Thank you.
Council Vice President.
I also echo the same sentiments regarding Jackson's Welcome Home Parade. It was very overwhelming and heartwarming to see the support and love for him, and he is a very strong little boy, and God bless him and his family. They're still accepting donations. If anybody can donate, please do so, as well as they're trying to come up with a couple other events for him. One that they're trying to coordinate is for Old Town Festival, for him to be up there, as well as maybe a pool day in his honor. So, you know, no details yet or dates, but stay tuned. And we do appreciate any support that anybody can provide to him, because God bless them. I don't know how they're handling that so well. I mean, it's so heartbreaking. That's it.
Okay, thank you. I just want to wish everybody a safe Memorial Day. I won't get into any health problems because I went through a 1949 epidemic where young kids in this area died. I was a victim, but I didn't die. Luckily, I was a fighter. So I've been on that side. But in all honesty, I never seen the town come together, not only for this child. I hope they do it for every child that needs help. Because back then, when the P-Bird was supposed to be P-Bird, there were no things like that. There weren't a community getting together. So this is something, and I wish it continues for any child in need, because until you've been through it and your family's been through it, it's one hell of a ride. So with that, now we're going to open this up to the counselor. Do we have executive session?
We do, Council President. Just two brief matters, one involving litigation, the other involving matters of attorney-client privilege. No action is going to be taken when we resume, and we should be in there 8 minutes.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
8 minutes.